What's up, Dolphins Nation? Welcome back to the channel, where we bring you all the breaking news, insights, and deep dives on our Miami Dolphins. We know it's been a rough stretch, and we're all feeling the pressure for some wins. But this team is working hard to improve and bring better results. Coach McDaniel and the crew are always looking for ways to step up and give you, the fans, something to cheer for. Before we get into today's updates on injuries and team moves, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss any Dolphins news. Let's dive right in. One of the biggest concerns coming out of our recent game is the injury to wide receiver and return specialist Braxton Berrios. This one hurts, and not just because he's been such a key player for us in special teams. Late in the fourth quarter of our 16-10 loss to the Indianapolis Colts, Berrios went down with what looks like a serious knee injury. His left knee buckled awkwardly during a kickoff return, and he had to be helped off the field. According to his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, Berrios believes the injury could be significant. He's undergoing an MRI today, and we're all holding our breath waiting for the results. If the worst-case scenario happens and he's out for a significant amount of time, it's a huge blow not just to our special teams, but to our wide receiver depth as well. Now, if Berrios is forced to miss games, the Dolphins do have some options. Malik Washington, who had a solid preseason as a returner, would likely take over punt return duties, while Devon Chain could step in on kickoff returns. On the wide receiver front, we could see D. Eskridge or Eric Ezukanma called up from the practice squad. Eskridge is the more likely candidate to be promoted, but we'll keep an eye on how this develops. As if Berrios' injury wasn't enough, we also saw Tyler Huntley leave the game with a shoulder injury in the third quarter. Huntley was trying to lead a comeback when he took a hit, and you could see immediately that something wasn't right. He didn't return to the game, and Coach McDaniel said afterward that there's no clear update yet on how serious the injury is. We all know how tough Huntley is. He even tried to convince the coaches that he could keep playing, but the team doctors shut that down after some quick tests. McDaniel's exact words were, "It would take a lot to keep him out." So we're hopeful that this won't sideline him for long, but at this point, it's still up in the air. With Tua Tagovailoa's return expected soon, Huntley's injury doesn't seem catastrophic for the team's quarterback situation. But we know how important depth is, especially in a long season like this one. We'll have to wait and see how this develops in the coming days. On the defensive side, cornerback Storm Duck also left the game with an ankle injury and was later ruled out. Duck has been a solid part of our defense, and losing him puts even more pressure on an already injury-depleted unit. The extent of his injury hasn't been fully revealed yet, but we're crossing our fingers that it's nothing long-term. The Dolphins' defense has shown flashes of brilliance this season, with guys like Calais Campbell, Kader Kohou, and Jalen Ramsey stepping up, but injuries like Duck's continue to pile up and hurt our ability to maintain consistency. Let's talk about the game. The Dolphins had a chance to take down the Colts, and for much of the first half, it looked like we were in control. We went into halftime up by 2 scores, and the defense was doing an excellent job of keeping Anthony Richardson in check. But as we've seen too many times this season, costly mistakes and questionable decisions ended up being our downfall. Penalties, turnovers, and missed opportunities have been a recurring theme for this team, and yesterday was no different. Even with solid performances from guys like Jonnu Smith, Jalen Wright, and Devon Chain, we just couldn't get it done. Special teams, in particular, continue to be a sore spot. Jason Sanders missed yet another crucial field goal, and Danny Crossman's unit has been a weak link all season. It's tough to win games when you're leaving points on the field, and that's exactly what happened again yesterday. One thing that has fans talking, and not in a good way, is some of the decisions being made on the sidelines. In the fourth quarter, with the game on the line, Coach McDaniel called for an obvious fullback dive that was stuffed at the line. And then there was the missed field goal, which only added to the frustration. This raises a bigger question. Are the coaches putting the players in the best positions to succeed? Julian Hill had another tough game, and Tyreek Hill was held to just 1 catch. Meanwhile, on defense, Chop Robinson struggled mightily. He missed tackles, couldn't generate pressure, and looked lost at times. This is a first-round pick we're talking about, and he hasn't lived up to expectations so far. Now, let's get to the silver lining. Tua is expected to return next week. We all know how much of a difference Tua can make when he's healthy. He brings stability, leadership, and playmaking ability that we've sorely missed. But here's the thing, Tua alone won't solve all of our problems. The issues that have plagued this team, penalties, turnovers, missed field goals, and coaching decisions aren't going away just because Tua is back under center. That being said, having Tua back should bring a spark to the offense, and if we can clean up the mistakes, there's still time to turn this season around. But with a 2-4 record and a stacked AFC, the margin for error is razor-thin. Every game from here on out is essentially a must-win. Alright, Dolphins Nation, now it's your turn. What do you think about the Braxton Berrios injury? How big of a loss is it for the team? And what about Tyler Huntley's shoulder? Can we trust the depth behind him if he has to miss time? Most importantly, how do you feel about the state of the team right now? Can Tua's return be the spark we need, or are the issues too deep to overcome? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We always love hearing from you, and your opinions keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more exclusive updates, breakdowns, and everything Dolphins. We've got a long season ahead, and we'll be here every step of the way. Thanks for watching, and until next time, fins up!